our mind will think in different way. That can be categorized in various ways. So everything we talk with respect to design thinking, divergent thinking, convergent thinking, metacognition, all three are somehow interconnected only. There is no big difference in all here. So divergent thinking is like you don't focus on anything. Just I want to give a solution for a problem. So my ideology could be of anything. I may have plenty of ideas in my mind. So anything related to that can be considered. Okay. So that may or may not be useful, or that may be combined with some other idea, or the reverse way I can consider. However it may be, too much of thinking, too much of ideas about it. It is not completely focused towards it. Just idea which are all related to that. We say it is a divergent thinking. Okay, divergent thinking is nothing but too many ideas will be generated in our mind, or too many solutions can be created for a problem. Too many things about a particular thing. When it comes to our mind, we say it is a divergent thinking. So normally this divergent thinking is possible with the ideation step. Ideation is our third stage of design thinking, where the number of ideas must be generated. Okay. So whenever we have studied about the user, we have defined a problem, the next thing we want to give a solution. So we start ideating, we start generating ideas. The ideas could be of plenty, it should be like that only. When I generate only one idea and if I am hanging with that, definitely it may not be a better idea. So thousands of ideas you need to generate, and then only we apply some principles on it, and then we narrow down the principle, we narrow down the ideas. Divergent thinking is nothing, diversified ideas. So collaboratively you are working in a team, like some computer science people are there, some mechanical people are there, electronics people are there, finance people are there, and some other non-technical people are also there in your team. Everybody will be giving some idea. It doesn't mean that only since it is a software related thing, CSE people alone should give. It's not like that. You are going to use one application. Let us say it is a Swiggy or Zomato, any delivery app. When we say it is a delivery app, whatever is there inside it, that is the idea provided by various field people, various discipline people. You get my point? Because when you take only the Swiggy is an app. It is a delivery app where the restaurant details are involved and the delivery partners are involved. Menu items are all involved. Various restaurants, and in each restaurant, like when you are giving a keyword or when you are searching for something, you may search for the breakfast, you may search for the dinner, you may search for the lunch, or you may search a particular thing. Some evening time you want to have a chat item, so that alone you search and wherever it is available. Or you can search through a particular restaurant. I want something from only Loi, I want something only from some other restaurant, like that also. So your application only, but they must have a collective data from restaurants, various restaurants. Again, delivery partners. There will be so many delivery partners. Some people may be having a higher star rating, so their delivery will be too good, their service will be too good, that you may pick it up. If somebody is having very low rate of the feedback, that we may ignore it, because the way they behave with the people at the time of delivery may not be safe enough, and the food will not come in a proper condition. Like various problems may be there with that delivery partner too. So many things are involved in the particular delivery app. Okay, so collaboratively, when we are working on a particular thing, various ideas will be collected from a number of people. Divergent thinking is possible with the ideation phase. Next comes to convergent thinking. So after this only we can move on to convergent thinking. So here you have generated some 1000 ideas. All the 1000 ideas are considered for the implementation. It may not be possible. Then you will have to go with the product with 1000 different types. It is not possible. For one problem, you are going to give one solution. But how do I pick one solution for a problem. That is happening during your convergent thinking. So you have 1000, narrow down your idea to only few ideas. The way you think to narrow down the ideas from n to 1 is called a convergent thinking. So converge like this. You have so many ideas which is being converged and you have got a very minimal number of ideas. So finally you may have 1 or 2 ideas. Only A or B I can have. So A I try to implement, I try to make a prototype. If A is not working out, I can go with the B. So both will be in the same track with this small difference. I can choose 2 ideas at the maximum. So in convergent thinking, whatever I have got it in the divergent phase, ideation phase, I will minimize it at the end of the ideation phase. Okay, at the end of ideation, I will be minimizing number of ideas into only few ideas for which I will go with the prototyping. So I can say that the convergent thinking is applicable on prototype phase. So next comes to metacognition. This is nothing but self-evaluation. You can say that self-evaluation. So suppose a team head or somebody who is totally responsible about a particular solution. He will be evaluating on himself whether I am going on a right path or any improvement is required. So this thing I can just discuss with my friends or a team members and then I can proceed further. Okay. So it is evaluating itself, evaluating oneself, evaluating himself. So assess myself and check whether I require any improvisation. If it requires, I need to improve myself and then proceed. Okay, so you are going to the next level of making a prototype that is satisfying you. Okay, sometimes what happens, everybody will say that wow, it is very nice, but it will not satisfy you. We will be having something, some more better way I could have done. So something is missing over there, something I need to add over. Sometimes when I evaluate myself, I am very well satisfied too. So that is metacognition. So metacognition thinking, like always I must evaluate myself. I must evaluate myself. When I am taking a class, at the end of the class, I myself should question whether I did my job well. Sometimes we will be having unsatisfaction. Dissatisfaction will be there. Oh, today I wanted to do this but I could not do. I wasted my time. I could not express something which I couldn't do. I wanted to complete this, I could not do. So next time what I try to do, I have to manage my time. So I have to schedule my program in this manner. Only then I will be able to complete what I wanted to do for the students. Okay, assess myself, evaluate myself. If I am okay with, I can proceed. If not, I have to change my schedule and then proceed. Metacognition thinking. So these three are the theory of thinking methods. So one who is in the design thinking, we will follow this. Okay, fine. So next comes to theory of creative blocks, which means we say that creativity is the base for the innovation. For any design thinker, they must be creative enough. Okay, so what are all the blocks for the creativity? So there may be some obstacles, blocks of creativity. Something may disturb us, right? So I want to fly, but something is disturbing me where I cannot fly. Okay, I want to do this, but something is stopping me to do that. So that is what is block. So anybody can be creative, but why everybody are not creative? Correct? Anybody can be creative, but not all are creative. Everybody are given an opportunity, but all are not coming out. Right? So you have an open call, anybody can come and participate. It may be a music or dance or sports, or it may be of any cultural thing or academic thing. It may be a speech or essay writing, many competitions. Always In general, if you consider from your schooling to till date, when you are getting opportunity out of 52 students, only few will be going, rest of all will not be going. Why? What is the reason? What is stopping you? There may be various reasons. Okay, so we ourselves will think that that is not the case. That is not the case. Okay, nothing is like possible with people. Everything is possible. If we think that I cannot sing, when I practice very well, definitely I can tune my tone and then sing. Practice makes person perfect, right? Which we are not doing it. We will put one shield and we won't come out of that. Correct? People will say something. My parents will say something. Others may say something. People will laugh at me. They are all outsiders only. First you should come out of your own chill. Only then we can do anything. Same thing here also. What are all the things stopping the creativity? Number one is fear. Like all other activity only. Fear. People will be fear of doing something. I want to do something creative, but I am not ready to take a risk. So that fear is inside. So I will not think differently. I will just go along with it. I am teaching you something. There is some doubt in your mind, but you are so fear, you are not asking. Or it is totally contrast question you wanted to ask. Ma'am, seriously, I don't understand why we should study this subject. So we will be discussing with our friends. Every day I feel like asking this, but somehow I am so scared of asking. That fear. Okay, so for anything, we will keep some fear, so we are not able to do that. So even creativity is like that only. So I want to do something creative, something attractively, but I have a fear not to do that. Okay, so that is the first blockage. The second one is self-doubt. Self-doubt. In other words, I can say there is no self-confidence. There is no self-confidence. You would have noticed if somebody asking you, teacher or somebody else, nominate yourself. One of you come forward to do that, nobody will get up. Like as the old scenario, one will be pushing others. Because why you cannot do that? I am not confident enough on myself. I have a doubt, I may go wrong. So suppose even if I am asking a question also, answer is there with you. But you are having doubt whether my answer is right or wrong. We give you encouragement that even if it is wrong also, no worries. Please come up. But still you won't come out of your fear or doubting on yourself. That is stopping you to think creatively. Okay, so any creativity comes out when you have a free mind. You should not fear about yourself. You should not have any doubt on yourself. Okay, so when you have a confidence on you only, you can think creatively. I am doing correctly only, or I will do. I just give my try. If it goes wrong, okay, fine. So later I can, that dareness once comes out, I will be able to correct myself. But the first step, doubting myself, coming out of my fear, is not allowing me to come out for anything. Okay, so creativity also in the same track. Third thing is lack of inspiration. Lack of inspiration. Lack of inspiration. When you see many things, I can give you very important very recently that video only is flashing everywhere. Have you ever heard Madhavpatti Rangarajan, who is running a catering industry? Catering industry. Have you ever heard industry for catering and all? So people used to take an order for marriage or some other functions. They serve food, or even for media function, celebrities function, it may be any common function, whatever it may be. So some catering services, they will be taking order and they will serve the food. And this fellow, Madhavpatti Rangarajan, who was 2009, who was announced as young entrepreneur in the year of 2019. before the COVID-19 breakthrough itself. Okay. So this fellow was a second entrepreneur, second generation entrepreneur, because his father was also running same, but that was not an industry as like all other people taking order, going and cooking food. There is no innovation, nothing. Okay, so whatever they give the order, accordingly this fellow was preparing and giving. But this boy who was every day watching his father is doing, and there was some fire inside him. He wanted to do something. He wanted to make a magic out of it, and he felt so bad. Like food is at the end of the day, for everything, it is ended up with the food only, right? We earn a lot and we wanted this, that, but the food should be good. We end up with that only. So that is the most important and delicious thing, but people are not treating him well. They are just calling Samaykaran. In the Samaykaran Dupanta, it was disturbing his mind. Why it should not be like a white collar job, like IT, super tea card dress pannittu poradhu varudhu, avangalukkulla respect why people are not giving for the catering. So that is how this fellow started thinking differently, and he introduced a lot of idukku mela poi Google panni paaru, Madambatti Rangarajan, very young person. Okay, and he is the one now taking order on all the very big shots functions and all, and very recently he had gave food for Prime Minister Modi also. He had been to Delhi and supplied food, and very recently he had signed on MOU on international service also. Okay, and for CTS corporate, for the corporate company, this fellow has signed. Okay, which means normally TCS, CTS and all, they will not be easily compromised. He is a single person started this and he has signed for the MOU, so he will be serving food for next 10 years. And the madriyana or agreement. Eppadi idella vandadu? You just go watch his interview and all, how he had shown the change. Now he is able to supply food per day 30,000 meal. 30,000 meal he is able to prepare at a time. Completely he has made an industry where more than 3,000 people are working. So he is able to provide a job. He only made a few changes on it. Everybody will be thinking that the food for hunger. And this fellow, hunger along with the taste. How we can give it in a different manner. So whether you like it or not, the payasam will be given at the kalyanam and all, right? So the same thing, how he can give it in a different manner, so that food will not be wasted and people will like to eat. The way he presents the thing, the way he maintains the hygiene and the taste. Water plays very important role in any food preparation. Even ice cream or a tender coconut taste also depends on the water where the tree is grown up. Do you know that? Nammaloda Chennai la tender coconut taste go somewhere else like Tanjore, Coimbatore, that side the taste totally different. Water makes very so much difference in the food taste that he analyzed. So wherever he goes, he carries water along with him for preparing food, irrespective of other Delhi or Malaysia or wherever. Now he is going even to Malaysia. He has supplied a food over there. Just imagine, நம்ம எங்கயாவது the food other country la irund order இதுவரை கேட்டிருப்பீங்களா? இல்ல. Being an Indian, that too especially a Tamilian, he has an offer to supply food across the world. Okay, in the it is giving a lot of opportunity for him to go beyond Asia. அந்த அளவுக்கு அவன் வந்து இதாயிட்டு இருக்கான். Because all about his dedication. He analyzed what is the need for the people, what do they want, where do they have a problem with the existing system. One fellow called, we used to call Siddha Dr. Sivaraman. That also you can Google and see. He will be always giving some advice about food, what to eat, what not to eat. He is a Siddha doctor. Okay. Very recently his daughter marriage was taken place. For that this fellow only served food full on millets. On millet, because we are struggling very much to give a practice to our family member to eat millets. But everything made up of only millets. And that was the talk during that time. Okay, so please go watch all these things. There are so many entrepreneurs in and around us itself. So you will be, he has not done anything so great. Whatever is existing, where and all there is the pain point of the people. Just that alone he analyzed and then made some changes, and it is superb now. Watch his videos, it will be nice. Okay, fine. So lack of inspiration. So when we don't have any inspiration, when we are not knowing what is happening, obviously we will not be able to think creatively. When I see someone is preparing something on a particular ingredient, I will try differently. Okay, so far millets abdinale vandu millet kanji, millet pongal, millet kichadi, but now people are preparing lot of delicious sweets over that. And the karuppu kavani arisi one will be black color. Even I myself have bought 1 kg and I kept it like that only for a year and thrown it away. After the expiry date over, we will throw it away because we were not knowing to use, we were not having any awareness to use. But now we have lot of inspirations. People are saying that when I use this, I will be strong enough, I will reduce my weight, and this way this will be helpful, that way it will be beneficial. So I will trust them and start using it. Get my point? For anything, when I have some inspiration, when I have the opportunity to know about someone else, I will also be able to think differently. So creativity block, one of the creativity blocks, even the lack of inspiration. And then the other thing is cognitive rigidity. Cognitive rigidity. Means what? I have this culture, I will not come out of that. Okay, so when you wanted, you are going abroad and there your dressing style, lifestyle should be changed, but still no, at my home we will be like this only, so I will not come out of that. Okay, so some culture may stop me not to think ahead. Okay, the way what I have brought up, that may stop me, or my surrounding, if I do so, what they will say. Yes, we will not be able to adopt easily. So that will be making me too much, rigid. I will not come out of that. Okay, so here my culture, my surrounding, my environment may stop me in thinking creatively. Some years before and all, this girls should not study, and that too, engineering and all, we should not study. Those kind of rigidity and all we had. So we came out of all those things. But initially it will be difficult. But once one or two comes out of that, everybody will be able to follow. That one who will be. That is the biggest question mark. So earlier and all, girls means they should be a teacher. They should be only the job of only 8 hours. But now girls are even pilot. Yeah, they are flying. They are on any field. Okay, so in front of so many gents, we cannot speak. In a big stage, the lady is speaking. Adalla poyach, malayeri poyach. Okay, so the same way, creativity sometimes may stop you, but you have to think, why I should bother about all these things. Come out of that. No, nothing can block you on your creative thinking. So finally, external constraints. External constraints. So this external constraints again may be of anything. So religious wise, my financial condition is not so good, my education is not so good, or my family is like this. So those things also may be a reason why we don't think creatively. See, I hardly find the time. Yeah, I don't have time to read my academic. I don't have time to do my household thing. Then where can I find the time to think creatively, to introduce something, to innovate something? That also may be the reason why you don't think creatively, because you want to think creatively, you have to leave some space further. You have to allot some time. It's not that timetable, putting timetable and then think creatively. It doesn't mean that, but your mind should give a space for you to think creatively. Okay, always you are overburdened, over stressed in your day-to-day life itself is so hectic for you. Then where can I think? Where can I give a space for creativity? If we go so, obviously that also will be a blockage of creativity. So those things and all should be out of your mind. Only then we think creatively, so we can move forward to innovation. So we have something called theory of creative process. Theory of creative process. So we have seen what are all the things stopping you to think creatively. So we must give even the solution. How can you start thinking creatively? What are all the theories I can follow for the creative process? So this theory is nothing but will give you a framework to think creatively or to introduce creative principles in you. Okay? So what are all the things I can follow? So preparation, incubation, insight, evaluation. To be a creator or to be a creative thinker, so these are all the things we need to follow. First, you need to prepare for what I am going to give some idea creatively. Imagine you are all announced a drawing competition. You are going to take part in the drawing competition. You are announced a title also. Fine. So when some 50 people are going to take part in the competition, finally 2 or 3 will be awarded. First prize, second prize, third prize. Right? So those 3 will be definitely they would have given their performance creatively. Somehow they are unique. Somehow they are different from others. Only then they will be given prize. They will be given prize. So how did they do? How they could achieve that? How they could be creative? How they could perform very well? So very first, the moment they came to know about the title and the competition, they will prepare their mind, because everybody will be drawing like this only. I have to think differently. Everybody may be using the pencil drawing only. Everybody may be using that sketches or crayons or oil pastel, something like that. But I have to use something different. I have to make some different kind of art over there, so that it will attract the people. So I should think how everybody will think. So my way of thinking should always different be from others. In that way, I need to prepare my mind. Preparation of your mind. Preparation of that particular task is very important. Number 2, incubation. You keep it in yourself and then process it. The moment you think it should not come out, you prepare your mind, okay, and then you have a trial with that. Before you could exhibit to the outside world, you have to incubate it. So this incubation is very, very important term we will be seeing in the entrepreneurship. Okay, so various organizations are having incubation cell and all, where you develop your entrepreneurial skill, you develop your product. Okay, because like incubation is a normal meaning only. Baby is kept in the incubator. When the baby comes out of their mom, what will happen? The temperature, the real this temperature, air and all those things, baby will not be able to adopt. So the baby will be kept in the incubator for quite some time, and then when the baby is able to survive on its own, and at that time only baby will be out of the incubator. In the same way, you start your business. Okay, so till you are able to survive on your own, this incubation cell will be helping you to provide you space, okay, and to provide with some more facilities also, manpower, mentoring, and it will help you to establish a network to the outside world with all the facility. Incubation cell will protect you. Once you are ready to face the world on your own, then you can be out of the incubation. Same way, your creativity, first you are preparing and you have got an idea and you have to fine tune by keeping it in your mind, or you practice on yourself. Trial, do lot of trials, and then only you are going to exhibit it. And before to that, we need to get lot of insight about it. Okay, so for the same kind of problem what others have done, whether this kind of problem is already faced or not, or in other school competitions or other place college competitions and all, how the people have presented, or the same competitions taken place on various states, how they have all presented. Is there any difference over there? How can I incorporate that into my presentation too? I am giving one presentation. Very first time when I am trying to present, I myself may not be satisfied, or I will not get good claps or wow from other people. Okay, so next time when I do, I will prepare myself, okay, and I will see various people how they have presented. What quality attracted people to say wow about that. That insight I will gather and I will incorporate that into my presentation too. Okay, so finally, evaluation. So evaluate yourself or give your friends to evaluate yourself. So before I could present on the stage, I will just talk in front of my friends and I will correct their opinion, or I will just stand in front of the mirror and give my presentation and evaluate myself, or I will ask my family members to watch how I am presenting and I collect the feedback, evaluate myself. So for any creative process, all these four are important steps we follow to be a creative thinker. Okay. So next comes to, we have practices of design thinking, being team-based design thinking. So how do I practice the design thinking? We'll see it in the next class.